Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. The updated Firefox is crazy, so let's see if I can get this. Link to join appear. Link to join. Let me reload. Put the link on the page and let's get everybody in here. Link. Every time they upgrade a piece of software, I end up having a freak out. Update. All right, so that should get everybody in here. Let me just make sure it's working properly, and then we'll talk about our plan for tonight while everybody loads in. View page, a lot of people will be like, where the heck is he? All right, so here's that, and clink. All right, so now that's working. And then, while they're loading in, let's go ahead and stick this up on Twitter. Let's see if it's public. Okay, so we have people coming in. It'll take just a second for them to get caught up. While they're doing that, I'll go post this on Twitter. The website is Denver Guitar Orchestra.com. We meet here 2 times a week now, online Tuesday nights, which is tonight. We do the more difficult stuff. We've been working on Beatles music for a while, and we will be starting to move over into a more ensemble feel for all of this. And as soon as I get my act together, and then we will have another meeting tomorrow night, Wednesday night, which is for the which is sort of a blitz every week, where we go through book 1, book 2, book 3, and classical music. So tomorrow night is the night when we just really hit it hard. Tonight is when it's hitting us back hard. I think is the best way to think about that. So Tuesday night's the more advanced, more focused stuff, and Wednesday night is the more instructional stuff and the more developmental stuff. So hopefully all of that will make sense to you. And those of you guys that are logging in, if you would so if one of you could take a moment and let me know if the sound is good at your house, I'd appreciate that. I am always, for the most part, we've got this sound system figured out. Occasionally, however, it doesn't work out very well, and so we'll see if one of you will let me know that the sound is good while we're waiting just a minute to get everybody settled in. Get set down, get tuned up. You should have in front of you Yellow Submarine / Octopus's Garden as our principal piece that we'll be working on tonight. And I do want to dig into that because it's a new arrangement, and we did get it out to almost everybody. I think everybody who wanted it has it. If you don't have it, you send me an email and I send it to you. For the modern stuff, I don't just leave it sitting on the website, so because it's copyright violation, obviously. And for me, it's not a major problem if you'll just send me an email and say, hey, I need to have that particular, whatever song you need, just let me know and I'll send it to you. I'm not stingy in that regard. I'm just trying not to get copyright violations. So let's see. Yellow Submarine guitar here, and then I'm going to download it into guitar. I'm in instrumental music public. Did I not post this on Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, June 1st, 7 p.m. Click on the link, and it is coming up to instrumental number 307. All right, so that should be that. And all right, well, so in any event, we're not. Usually we have more people here right off the bat than we are having tonight. That's okay though. Make sure I have the best copy of this. All right, and then let's go out. Let's go out of here into here. Storage. download guitar Y. Yellow Submarine. All right, so here we go. Yellow Submarine plus Octopus Garden. Beautiful. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I did get in late today, and I just want to have plenty of time to talk through everything on here. First of all, welcome. Thank you for being here. So if you're new, again, Tuesday nights is the advanced, I don't know what else you call it, the more difficult of the two classes. This is we take all of the rules off on Monday nights and give you, challenging pieces of music, and then and on Wednesday night, levels 1, 2, and 3 teach you, level 1 how to read tablature, level 2 how to switch chords and combine those into a chord melody arrangements, level 3 songs that are a little bit easier to play, that have the full arrangements associated with them, and then of course level 4 where it doesn't matter if it's easy or hard to play, it's got everything on there. So I'd like to take a minute to make sure you're all set up with your guitar and that I'm in tune. I play on a classical guitar, but it doesn't matter what type of guitar you use. These arrangements will work. The only thing I do is I kind of recommend that you don't use an electric guitar. The skill set's a little different on those than on acoustic guitar, but you do you, be whatever it is that you feel like makes the most sense for you. Octopus's Garden. Let's walk through. Yellow Submarine is the first 2 pages. Let's walk through the chords. And I'm not a singer. In the town where I was born, B minor. That's the tough one on here. Lived a man who sailed the sea. Notice that the second chord in each of those measures come in on beat 3, and so just make sure you're giving it the proper notice. The proper timing. When you hit the end of 4, come back up to 1. Let's play it again. And he told us of his life. That's not right. In the land of submarines. And then you go back up to the top for the 3rd time. And he sailed on to the sun. And then B minor. I can't get my B minors on tonight. Till we found the sea of green last time through, and we lived beneath the waves. B minor. Gosh darn it! Why aren't I getting those on? Where are they? In our yellow submarine, and then the 4th. So the 4th time through, don't play measure 4. Obviously, skip over to 5. Measure, and then 6. We all live in a yellow submarine. You know this. Yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine. And then go on to page 2. Yellow submarine. All the friends are all on board. Many more of them live next door, and the band begins to play. Now then, this little section here, there's an E minor 7th chord here, but you don't need to play it. It's there. I probably should have taken it off. Really what's going on here is just a little instrumental ditty, and you'll end up finger picking it. So just goof with that section. If you remember the song, that's a place where they play some trumpets and trombones and just make a bunch of ragged do some silly stuff. And then once you hit the end of measure 21, it's going to kick you back up to measure 6. And you go through the whole thing again. You go, we all live in a yellow submarine, blah, 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 blah. Go on to page 2, and you do play into 13 there. Yellow submarine, as we live a life of ease. Every one of us has all we need. Sky of blue and sea of, and then the second time through, when you get to the end of 18, make sure you jump over to 22. Guys, I'm going to assume you're there and you can hear me just fine. None of you have plugged into chat yet. Chat can be broken from time to time. So if you have my number in your phone and you're listening and I sound fine, will you send me a text message just so I can make sure that I'm not just doing this for my own good? I know several of you, I'm in your phone, and if you will just toss me a note that I am coming through loud and clear, that would be helpful. When you get to the end of 18, you'll jump down to 22. In the sea of green, in our yellow submarine. Okay. At the end of 24, it's DSL coda to number 6, and so when you get to 24, the double bar line sends you back to number 6, and you'll see above number 6 is the segno, and that's where desenyo. Sound is good. 6 of us in chat. That's crazy, guys. I can't see chat. I got a blank chat room. Okay, so yeah. So thank you, loud and clear. Christy says, and Vic says I'm okay. So I apologize. I have no chat bar. So I mean I have a chat, but I can't see any of you. So tonight we just play. Okay, and I'll remind you several times that I can't see the chat bar. And I apologize. And Vic or Christy, if somebody says something particularly compelling that I need to know about in chat, let me know. Thank you for texting me, guys. But yeah, I don't have a chat bar. When you get back to 6, then just go ahead and play on through to measure 12, and this is the third time through. When you get to 25, it says, all right, when you get through to the end of measure 12, the third time it says jump to number 25, and then we finish up yellow submarine. That's how you'll finish that, yellow submarine. And then at 26, you're going to go to the A7. That's just a transitional thing. Then we go to Octopus's Garden, and it does accelerate. So we've been playing at 120 the first part of the song, and of course tonight we won't play anywhere near 120, but when you get to the bottom of 26 and you go into 27, you want to use 26 as your on-ramp up into 27, okay? And then when we get to 27, we're just going to play the Octopus part. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. A7. Go back to 27. He'd let us in. Knows where we've been. In an octopus's garden in the shade. And that A7 again, and then you go on to 35. I'd ask my friends to come and see. That B minor 7 is probably optional there, and then G chord. An octopus's garden with me. And then keep going into 43. The double bar there just says you're going to go back to the main idea. I'd like to be this F minor 7, F sharp minor 7 with one finger sounds pretty cool with just this. And in some places I gave you both 2 fingers here versus 1 finger here. I think it's optional. Either of those will be work just fine. Under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. And you go back to A7, and that's going to, at measure 50, that's going to send you back all the way back to 27. Okay, and with 27, then we're going to reset the repeats and just do it the whole thing twice. Okay, so go to 27, and we'll do the bottom 2 verses. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideout way beneath the waves. And then go, when you get to 34, do your A7, and then go back to 27 for the last time. Resting our heads on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. And then A7. And then you can see the lyrics line up for the last time through at measure 35. That's when you go on to the next idea. Oh, we would sing and dance around. Again, I think the B minor 7 is optional because we know we can be found. D chord. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. And final A7, and then just go through 50, and then we're going to wrap this song up. We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. This is the dumbest lyric right here. This is typical George Harrison. We would be so happy, you and me. No one there to tell us what to do. Apparently that's a problem in George's life. And then 75, D chord. I'd like to be. And then B minor. Under the sea. And then F sharp minor. And an octopus's garden with you. So that's how the whole thing goes. A lot of chords that are not, the chords are not terrible, right? I mean, I'm not being able to get my B minor on tonight to save my soul. But it's bar A minor shape right up onto, and then the F sharp minor or minor 7th is pretty easy to get to from there. Just raise these up to the proper string, and it's pretty too, right? It sounds really cool. Hey, if you're just logging in, I do not have access to chat tonight. You guys apparently do, and I don't. That's has happened before on YouTube. I never know why it does that. So if you have something essential to chat about, well, we can't tonight. So, but Christy and Vic are keeping me posted if anything really urgent comes up in the chat room. So thank you guys. All right, so there's the chords. Okay, for those of you who have been around a while, really the big challenge with that one is getting the timing correct. That second chord is on beat 3 from throughout Yellow Submarine. That's always it's not on beat 3, it's on beat 4, I should say. So it's in an unusual place in Yellow Submarine, and then. Octopus's Garden, the timing on those chords is fine. I would say Octopus's Garden, B minor, F sharp minor is really where the challenge is on that part of the song. And, B minor does show up a little bit in Yellow Submarine, but it shows up a lot in Octopus's Garden. So outside of that, I think the chords are quite doable. And for those of you who like to sing, I would, sit down and sing through it a few times. It's actually pretty fun. Next. let's play the melody, okay? And for those of you guys that are new, if you're not super comfortable with playing guitar melody and from tablature, we got to get you there. Now, some of you may have some background in standard notation, and you should absolutely feel completely fine just playing from standard notation. The guitar melody line is generated from the standard notation, and so I try to make those be exactly the same almost always when I'm doing my arrangements, so that if whatever you would sing shows up on your guitar on notes. And this is for those of you guys who don't want to sing. There's plenty of us. I should never sing, and you've heard me and you know that I shouldn't be singing. So that's what the melody line does, and that is by far in my head the most important way to play a song like this. Yeah, we'll do tough acts, it'll sound great, but the real focus for you when you're newer to this instrument is you got to get a melody out of this thing instead of out of your face. And once you can do that, then you can play fingerstyle guitar. So let's run through the melody nice and slow. Let's take our time. If anything weird comes up, I'll talk about it. The first thing I know is we're playing in the key of D, and that means almost certainly there's going to be no ones in the melody, and so I'm going to be playing in second position, my index finger on 2, middle on 3, ring on 4, and pinky on 5. That's going to cover a whole bunch of my notes without having to do any, motion. From the top, 1, 2, 3. Back to the top. Let's do one more time up to the top. Oh, I think this is the last time at the top. Sorry, one more time. Measure 5 and then go to your 5. You got 5s and 7s coming up, so I would probably just go ahead and slide up to 5th position. Second position. 5th position. Second position. And then here's this funny thing. Let me try it again with you. I didn't get it right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm hitting 5. That's why. Alright, so probably do ring on. This would be the one time you do a 4 with your ring because you're playing in second position. And then your middle finger up on the 3. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you're going to hit that. That says go back to measure 6. Let's do it from 6. Ready, play. Page 2. second ending. Measure 24, it says DSL coda and then 2 number 6. So when you get there at the end of 24, make yourself some sort of a note. Like I usually just grab a pen and I just put a little star there saying, hey man, this star means something, right? Oh, there's a star. What do I gotta do? Oh, I gotta go back to number 6. Let's go back to number 6 and then we're gonna play to the coda. So I just want to make sure those of you guys that are still working on learning to read your repeats, that we do these exactly the way they are, because there's a lot of repeats in this piece. Okay, measure 6, ready, play. You jump to 25 on page 2, bottom of page 2. Okay, that's the melody, right? That's the words that we sing. When I write out an arrangement, the words you sing and the melody are synonymous, okay? And so you're really playing the vocal line when you're playing the melody line on guitar. Super important, okay? That way you don't have to sing, you don't have to, right? But some of you like to sing. That's where chords and singing come in. But a lot of you don't like to sing, and you have to know how to play melody. And if you find either way, you should learn how to play melody anyway, right? Then you have choices. Those of you guys that are singers, you want to be able to play guitar too. If you watch most guitarists on a television show, they're singers who know some chords. They're not really guitarists in the sense that they can that they're relatively limited in what that guitar will do for them. You want to be able to sing, and then stop, and then play an instrumental part to the music, and then start singing again. Well, in order to do that instrumental section, you have to learn, what I teach here, or somebody has to. You have to learn it somewhere, right? All right, measure 27. Okay, we've finished that. Now we're not going to play this all the way through for all the repeats, but I want to play everything so you know what you're getting into. I noticed right off the bat I've got 5s and 7s, so I'm going to go 5th position at measure 27. And remember, you got to rest here at the beginning. So when we do tough acts, that will matter. But when you're doing the melody line, you got to make sure to include this rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Go down to the 2. Back up to the top and do it again. Rest. Two, 3, 4, 1. Go on to 35 and rest. Notice how little melody is in that section. Go to 43. Okay, so it goes down, right? Their vocal go in the shade. When you get to 30, 50, that's going to throw you back to 27, and you're going to do that whole thing twice again. So we would be warm. So you're going to do both of those verses, verse 3 and 4, and then continue on into 35. So then you'll come back around to 50, and then once you get through 50, then drop to 51, and we're going to finish the song. It's all the same as the beginning, except the very end, I think they raise it up, right? Yeah, the very, do they? I thought they did. No, they didn't. Different arrangement. Go to measure 51. Now you have a half beat rest. Okay, so there's 2 beats that you're not going to play, and then you're going to come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. One, two, three, four, 1, 2. That's where they went up high, and now go down to 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A couple of notes are different, but basically the same, right? So when you get to 69, it's going to go all the way up to 10, and then it'll work its way back down into a normal range. We would be so happy, you and me, right? So their voices go way up. All right, so that's the melody through there. If you don't know the song, we all think we know the songs, right? I'd like to be under the sea, which we all know that part, but when you get down to that middle section, we would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. I didn't remember that part of the song at all when I was putting this together. I'm like, oh brother. So I learned that. Same thing with Yellow Submarine. I think the middle section is there's some surprises in there, right? And so just know you may do yourself a favor by going into YouTube and listen to the original song a few times, and then also using that MP3 on the website. All right, now tough axe. Okay, and again, those of you guys that are newer, tough axe is a developing skill. It takes years, guys. Probably to get where you feel comfortable with everything that goes on in tough axe, and the main thing is when you first start on a tough axe song, you go crazy slow. And if you haven't, taken some of the book 1, book 2 classes, probably a really good idea for you to do that. Those are on Wednesday nights now, and it gives you just a chance to get your finger style stuff in order, so that when you approach a piece of music like this, you pretty much know already how it's going to go. I know right off the bat I'm playing an A chord with a 5, right? So I'm getting my bar chord ready to go. Okay, let's play nice and slow, 2, 3, and then a bar chord. Bar chord with 5. Lose the 5. Opens. D chord. B minor. E minor. That's sort of a G chord. A chord. Decoration. Keep going. Go back to the top. Let's do it one more time. Fourth time through. Let's go on to major 6, and this is actually kind of fun. What I'd suggest, guys, if you can, D chord with your pinky on 5. But if you can't reach, then you do index on the 2nd fret, middle on the 3rd fret, and then your pinky up on 5, and just leave that, leave your ring finger hanging out doing nothing. That's not the ideal situation. It'll work on this song, but a lot of songs it doesn't work on. So as much as you can, try to do your D chord with your pinky on 5. It's going to come up all of the time. And let's play from 6. Ready, play. D chord, pinky, and then page 2. B minor. And then da 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 dun da dun da dun da dum. And we don't need to play that because it's all melody. It's the same. I put in a couple of zeros right in front of it. That's what I put there, but again, feel free to mess around with that section and find something that fits you, that feels like that. I didn't want to overdo it. I feel like that's just a weird moment in the song. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, bunk, and then go back and play it again. Let's move on to measure 22 because I want to play through the whole song tonight, and then see if we can grab maybe 1 or 2 other songs. So from 22, grab your D chord, go. Okay, at 24, remember you're going to go back to 6. Don't go on. That double bar means a whole lot there, so pay attention to it. And then you're going to come all, go back to major 6, play to 12, jump through 25. Let's talk about the on-ramp going from 25, 26, and into 27. You're going to grab this D chord at 25. Whoops. You're going to hit that 2, put your A7 on, and then pick up the speed. Because you don't want to walk into Octopus's Garden real slow. If you're walking in too slow, it's going to sound like Hotel California. You want to walk in with a little bit more energy into it, because it is 160 beats per minute. Really looking for a fast speed. I'd also think about possibly changing finger pat style. Do maybe Yellow Submarine with your thumb, and then do Octopus Garden with your claw, or vice versa, or try to mix it up. But Octopus Garden here at the end, from 3 to 5, page 3 to page 5, should have a little bit more of a zing to it. Okay, so let's go from measure 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. And try it there. Ready, play. There is, it's not that hard to play, but you got to know what you're doing. If you're going, because the speed feels a little rushed, you really do want to spend a little bit of time. Like, all right, I know this weird place is coming up. I know that weird place is coming up. And just make sure that you've sort of problem solved around the tough stuff. I think for me, the hard part is the B minors in there. If I'd go getting to the 7 and back down to the 5 is pretty challenging. Going to the 2s is no big deal. And then I put 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, but what I really need to do is leave my index finger on the 2 and grab 3, 4, 4 with my middle ring and pinky. Middle finger on that 3, and then back to a real B minor probably. Because then you can go to that F sharp minor. G chord. 7. And then to 5. Grab another G chord. And then the problem with that 2, right, is that the wrong note. You're going to have to abandon the chord to go grab the 2 while you're grabbing the A. And A7 is easy. Okay, and measure 35, back to your B minor. I put a full one on. And then so again, getting your voicing right with the words is going to be pretty challenging. I did, rather than making you do 7 5 7 5 7 5 like you'll be doing in the melody, in the tough axe line here, you've got to use your pinky up on 10 in order to leave your 7s camped out. So you're going to do this low B minor and then slide up to the 7. This is where this B minor 7 sounds cool. So that little section there is a little bit hard to play. Again, I think that you can, I think it lays out just fine on the guitar. A couple of weird moments in it, but it does sound really cool if you can get it, if you can study it long enough where your hands are gliding blissfully through it. And then at 43 we go back to the same idea that was going on up in 27. So let's just play from 27, or I'm sorry, from 43. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got an A7 with your 5. That's quite a reach. Repeat that whole thing again, and then you'll eventually end up coming back to 51. Let's play through 51 from a tough axe perspective. 51. Ready? Play. And this is actually very cool what that goes on here. There's 5, and then up to the 7s, and then back down to your B minor. Aren't those cool to sounds? I mean, they're really, really nice, and it would be cool if you could get them all in there. They're just really thick on the guitar. 63, get a G chord. And then page 5. A7. full B minor. And that 5 there should probably be a 10 on the second string. I missed that one. So do a 10 on the second string, because you're going to go out of this B minor, and then you're going to slide all the way up to the 7, and then hit all the 7s. It's kind of it's a little slightly bit modified B minor. It's really more of a major sound there, but it's still pretty darn cool. And then at the end of 70, jump back all the way. This is where you need your B minor 7th, and then grab a. I put a D chord underneath that. That's not what I should have. I should have a G chord under there. Yep, so I got a typo here. Measure 71. That should be a G chord, not a D chord. 0, 0, 2, 3. In both of the chords, just play a G chord with a 3 on the top, and I think it'll sound better. 31. So it should be a G chord. The chord is correct. My tabbing is incorrect. It's 71. Just change those to G chords in the tab, and I will publish a modified version of this. I don't know. I was apparently in D mode when I put that in there. And then go to 73. You got an A chord. A7. D chord. A7 with your 5 hard reach, and then lose the 5, and then D chord, and then I give you the high D chord, which is 12, 11, 10, 10. Right, so don't hit the open A. It doesn't sound very good. All right, and so play Octopus's Garden as fast as you can, but in order to do that, you're going to have to obviously work on it a little bit so that you know it's there. Pretty repetitive and pretty predictable. Most everything laid out pretty well in terms of our finger style approach to stuff, and so it could be a really nice piece for somebody, right? And if nobody claims it when we get around to doing orchestra this fall, we'll turn this into a full orchestral arrangement. It'll be fun. Everybody loves both of those songs, so I think so anyway, you got that. We've been through it, and play around with it this week. Let me know what you think of it. Obviously, anytime you're working on a song and you find stuff that you're like, I don't know if it should be like this or whatever, send me an email. I'm more than happy to talk about it right now. You guys are guinea pigs, right? You guys get the first draft of everything, and so sometimes I make mistakes. And so if you find something that doesn't seem right to you, one, try to figure out what is right, and if you can't figure it out, then obviously send me a note. Send me a note either way. Okay, let's grab Michelle. I'd like to play through that, and then I want to play, if we can, Norwegian Wood. I don't think we'll get to Obladina or Penny Lane, but let's at least play a couple. Let's do Michelle. This one we play 0 through 22, okay, all the way down to there, and then we play all the way down to there a second time. Right? No, the second time we go all the way down to 27, and then when we get to 27, we go back to 13. Okay, so the first time through, you go to the first time down, when you hit the repeat, you go to 7. The second time, you go through the repeat down to that mess at 27, come back to 13, and then when you're that third time through, when you come back through and you hit 22 again, you're going to jump down to 28. Okay, these repeats are a bummer in the Beatles. It's just, but otherwise, I got to go to all these pages, and you'll get where you can live with them. From the top, not fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I should stop. I know you guys hate it when I do that. Remember, where's your lane? If you are needing to work on chords, work on chords. If you are newer and you got to get your melody clean, play melody. If you've been around a while and you're jaded and you don't know what else to do with yourself, you play tough acts. Okay, and the reason we play tough acts is because sooner or later you're going to go down to the coffee shop and there's going to be a guitar sitting up in the corner there. It's going to be out of tune. It's going to be metal strings. It's going to be wrong size. It's going to be weird. It's going to be beat up. You're going to sit down and you're going to be like, "There's a guitar over there," and you're going to go tune that guitar up, and then you're going to play one of these songs, and then people will be like, "Oh, I love the Beatles. What else do you know?" And then you're going to play all 19 songs. Okay, so from memory, that's your goal. Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that there? Oh, 5, 6, 7 is this one. And then this one is C7. I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's a 5. Page 2. Okay, and then we go back to 7. Come on, Gary. Go to 23. Ring in. 5, 6, 5. G chord. F sharp dim. E7. Okay, 13. Now jump to 28. Isn't that nice? This is a good arrangement. You guys, I have no notes. I have no notes on this whatsoever except to change the repeat. That's it. I don't have a. I was like, this is exactly what you want. And if you take your time to learn it and really put your energy and effort into that one, you'll have a nice song. And again, remember what lane you're in. If you're newer and you're working on melody, that's not a lower lane. That is to be pretty honest. I talk about this often. Let's play Norwegian Wood before we get out of here. By the way, I'm going to take you. I'm going to hold you over just a little bit. The bell rang. We're playing music. They will have to wait for art. We won't play all the repeats on here. In fact, let's play none of the repeats. Let me look and see what would happen if we didn't do that. We'll just play it one time through. But I've told this story many, many times. If I got off the podium when I'm conducting an orchestra and got down and had to play with either my guitar or ukulele or orchestra, it would be terrible, right? Because when you're playing melody, which is what I would be playing, it's either right or it's wrong. And that's the opposite of my approach to all art. In art, I'm like, let's find all of the wrong ways to do it first and then do it the right way, the best of all of those wrong ways. But when you're playing melody, and pretty much people know how the song goes, right? And so when you're playing melody by itself, pure and unadorned, you got to get it right. You got to get it clean. You got to work on it. It's every bit as challenging in my mind as playing tough acts. So know that, well, in the broadcast here, I almost always play tough acts. You should be playing all the other ways. You should make sure you know your chords. Like, you could sing through this whole thing. And if you're not a singer, you hum through it. That sort of thing. Okay. Let's give this a try. Not fast again. 3 beat. Well, it's supposed to be 140, but we're going to do it slower than that. Somebody's texting me. Let me make sure that nothing tragic is happening. Oh, yeah. All right. So the chatters are saying, all right, we're tired. We're happy. We're out of here. I'm gonna play Norwegian Wood, and you guys can do what you need to do. Right. Thanks for being here, by the way, if you got to leave early. Or not early, if you got to leave on time. All right. I'm going to... Thanks, Vic, for being our interpreter. Probably everybody's like, he's a stupid bro. Yeah, that guy keeping us over an extra 10 minutes. Play Norwegian Wood. One time through, no repeats. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. What is this mess, right? 5, 6, 7, 7. Just put your 5, 6, 2 7s. Oops. I think I skipped a line, didn't I? Let's go to 25. Let's go to 25. I think I skipped a line. 5, 6, 7, 7. Let's do that from 25. 1, 2, 3. Repeat and come back around and blah blah blah. Let's go to 40 to finish up because this will be the nice thematic ending. From 40, 1, 2, 3. And that high D chord. That's another song that's really pretty. I'd say that if you can get that D minor bar chord on at 25, the whole second page makes a lot more sense. So, all right, guys, skipped over a little bit longer than I meant to, and I apologize. Tomorrow night, and of course I don't have a chat bar, so unfortunately I can't see you rising up in anger and getting ready to burn my house down. Don't burn my house down. It's made out of concrete. It would take a lot. Plan is I am working on getting my technology figured out for both a simultaneous in-person and online experience for all of us, so that those of you guys here in town will have the ability to come, and it'll be better because we'll have real people creating more noise than just me, which will be after a year and a half of this, believe me, it will be a relief on everybody to have me play less. The second thing I think is that so as we're working on that, I don't quite have all of the details worked out. Please know that I want everybody back that can come back in person as long as you're vaccinated. And then if you're not, then we have to have a conversation with you about what are you thinking. And then for those of you online, everything will continue on just as they are. Tuesday nights is going to be the night, I hope, for guitar orchestra for the rest of my life. And then Wednesday night, tomorrow night, for those of you guys that are newer, be honest with yourself a little bit. Do you have, just because you bought a guitar and you know some chords doesn't really know that you're ready to play guitar at this style of guitar. It's helpful, absolutely helpful, but there's other stuff you should know. So tomorrow night we have some pre-class warm-ups with the scales. That's just to get your fingers going. Book 1 we're covering, we'll wrap up Brother John and move on to Frere Jacques. Book 2, This Old Man, we're going to do all of the circle of fifths and key change discussions. Those of you who are not comfy with changing keys need to be getting comfy, and so I got some tools and tricks that kind of help you with that. We're also playing Tom Dooley, Wheels on the Bus, only a couple of rounds of Wheels on the Bus, guys. It's just to practice your F chord. And then we start book 2 over again at the beginning with a Tisket, a Tasket. So if you're brand new, tomorrow night it'll be a perfect opportunity to just get you on-ramped into this. And then book 3, we'll play through Waltzing Matilda just with chords probably. We're going going to do Water is Wide, which is beautiful. So put your energy into that if you're in book 3. We'll play through When the Saints Come Marching In, and then we'll start a new arrangement called Wildwood Flower, which I've done with the Harmonica group, but I don't think I've done it with anybody else. It's a pretty little song. And then, of course, those of you guys that are interested in classical, we are just continuing our march down this long list of songs I have out of this book over here. And it's, I don't know, there's 10,000 songs in there, and we're on song number 7, I think. And so we have a ways to go. Those of you who want to play classical music and you'd like some, a little bit of guidance, you're not ready to jump in and go have a classical teacher teach you anything, right? You want to get your skills up a little bit. That's going to be the way. That's going to be a nice on-ramp for you, and I will help you through if you've missed previous lessons of where to get started on all of that. So that's where we're at. I'm having a great time playing guitar. I hope you are also doing that, and I hope you also are making sure to give yourself lots of slack in this. This instrument isn't an instrument that's going to just turn itself over to you. It'll get pretty good pretty fast, but it's going to require you to stay dedicated. I've been at it quite a number of years, and I'm still a long way from mastering it. This is the hardest way to play guitar, is chord melody, straight melody, and in an ensemble fashion as well. So you definitely are working at that top level, and let's just keep it going. We'll have more Beatles, really Beatles all the way into November. Then we'll switch over to a little bit of Christmas and Hanukkah music. And then in the springtime, we'll be looking at Spanish music. So all of that Spanish guitar, all those E minors, A minors, it's going to sound amazing. You're going to really be happy you hung out with me till then. Don't quit. That's the hardest thing to talk yourself into with guitar. It's not going to it's not going to play on its own. You really have to sit down with it as much as you can every day and just keep trying. I think it's worth it. And we have so many people who have guitars under their bed or out in the garage, and it's just not, they should just get rid of them, because if you're not working on it, it's not going to stick around. And so guitars know when you love them, and if you pick it up every day, it will know that you love it, and you will pretty soon sound amazing. So the hardest part is continuing to show up. It really is. You'll be saying, well, I'll work on this on my own. You won't. And so just know that. All right. That's it for today. I'll see some of you for ukulele at 4 o'clock tomorrow. We are doing ensemble class at 5 o'clock, where you just come in and play. Great chance for you to practice your C chord, your F chord, and your G7 chord at 5 o'clock every day. Just get the guitar out and strum along and play part of an ensemble. And then tomorrow night, of course, book 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and classical. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't have a chat bar. I hope you said something super smart and interesting over there. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow or next week and next Tuesday. Peace.